a super biased AD Carries rendition of the patch notes for League of Legends Season 8, Patch 8.1. As of January 16th, the ranked season resets, and as such, so does reset your excuses about why you didn't make it to the ELO you wanted to make it to. I'm going to remain with my excuse that I use every year. My favorite champion was not buffed, even though that is clearly not true. Speaking of the ranked season and what's being reset, Challenger players will now be able to duo just like Master Tier players were able to duo as well, because every Batman needs their Robin. Kind of like how it worked out with the Joker and Jason Todd, because Shaco and other junglers with stealth changes that were absolutely terrible will do nothing more now than murder AD Carries and your bot lane more often. But hey, at least we can feed together. Brand. Times are cold, Ulogs burn. And Brand will be burning more AD Carries more often with some passive changes, whereas damage is going up from 2% of the target's maximum health to 4% of the target's maximum health. As if we needed any more reason for people to play support Brand, aka I'm just gonna carry but from the bot lane and leave my AD Carry to die as well. It's a lose-lose for both teams. Evelynn. Chains and Whiplash hurt, like a lot actually. But what hurts more is bugs when you're trying to play a champion and do well. Whiplash no longer goes on cooldown if it fizzles due to Evelynn losing vision of her target during its cast time. Or in other words, if she's trying to destroy your AD Carry and can't, she'll have another chance to do it that much sooner. Okay, but Shadow Evelynn though. I know Tango Evelynn's the new hotness, but hey. You know that groggy feeling when you're struggling to get out of bed and you're slow moving? Now imagine that feeling but a dude with a shotgun next to you ready to blow you away. That's the Graves changes, with the Smokescreen slow strength going up to 50% at all ranks to make him a bit more reliable in the early game, even if the duration is going down to half a second, and his end of the line cooldown cost, mana being decreased, and also the cooldown being decreased as well. So he'll be digging you your own graves, if you will. That was such a bad joke, but I couldn't pass it up and I apologize. You'd think I'd be rejoicing as a biased AD Carry that an AD Carry is being buffed. But no, he's a marksman now. AD Carries are bot lane only champions. Get with the program. Right now, trying to play against Heimerdinger in the top lane as a melee matchup is a nightmare. It's like fighting a wood chipper with a giant laser cannon that keeps blowing you away. Verbatim, your boy Heimerdinger does some serious damage. Probably too much in fact. So the base damage on his cannon evolution is now being decreased at all ranks, except the ability power ratio is staying unchanged. Won't stop his AD Carries from walking face first into all of his turret fire when he pops Stopwatch or Zhonya's Hourglass while right-clicking. Riot, please. Change that so that they're untargetable, but they're still somewhat targetable but invulnerable. Something different. Something that appeases us AD Carries, because you need to take care of us. Obviously. Unlucky. Never lucky. Right now, Kayle is the ideal guardian angel. You never see her, but apparently she's doing a lot of damage in the background. Her attack damage growth is being decreased from 2.8 to 2.2. Her innate bonus attack speed is also being decreased from 15% to 10%. Righteous Fury's cooldown is getting nerfed in the early stages but buffed later, now being 18, 17, 16, 15, and 14 seconds. Won't stop her from absolutely annihilating an AD Carry, or when she's on your team forgetting to make you invulnerable when you're getting jumped on. Like Lulu wild growthing herself, why would you do that? Speaking of champions you never see anymore, the last time you saw Skarner was when he was trying to gank those humans in that Transformers movie. And the Battlecast skin that you also never see. Skarner has been pretty weak in the preseason, so they're buffing his damage, crowd control, and mana. His base mana is going up to 320, his proc damage on his E is going up to 30, 50, 70, 90, and 100, and his proc stun duration is going up to a second and a half. Now at least when he finds your AD Carry while he's trying to play Dominion on Summoner's Rift and takes them out, there could be more of an excuse about why you're not building QSS, because it'll delay your power spike and also delay your chances of having a good KDA. You should probably buy that item, but also this champion should probably also not have the ultimate they do that makes me buy this item. Obviously. Right now, Syndra is more like Synda, as in duh, you probably should have played a different champion, because her R is more buggy than a Volkswagen. If you try to use her R right now, you don't know if you're going to get an ability or release a Bug's Life in 3D and IMAX. Fortunately, they're fixing a bunch of those bugs. So now we can put the R back in. R is the only button you needed to kill the AD Carry sentence. Thanks a lot. Zoe, the champion people hate to love and love to hate. Right now she's getting several nerfs, including The Q paddle no longer registering Zoe's new position until she emerges from her ultimate portal jump. Spell Thief minions can no longer drop Hextech Gunblade, because let's be real, getting an active from an item you didn't even have to buy is kind of BS. Sleepy Trouble Bubble, her E, which is pretty much Fizz ult because it's a skill shot that you miss and can be rewarded with a zoning tool, is also getting its delay before the trap is created up from 0.6 seconds to 0.8 seconds. And right now the portal jump, the exit portal delay before it appears, will be down from 0.1 second to 0 seconds. Zoe will still be landing Sleepy Trouble Bubbles all over people when they step into them after she missed the skill shot, and then still be nuked by the Q anyway. Don't know if they're actually addressing actual problems with Zoe, or if they want people to get good. I'm probably assuming the later, they want people to get good, but let's be real, it's better to complain than get good. Varus is getting a new splash update. Just like Reddit was updated with a splash of homophobic and slurs when his new lore came out. Shame on you, that is terrible. Also, this splash looks fantastic, but ultimately it doesn't matter, because the Arctic Ops Varus skin is still a superior Varus skin, period. Predator has some parts of it that feel bad, kinda like how it was really bad when it took off its mask and should leave it on. Addressing the rune with the same name, there's some usability tweaks that are now for the rune to make it feel better to use in-game, including if the channel is interrupted, 50% of the cooldown is now refunded. If Predator's bonus damage is procced in an area of effect ability, it will now prioritize the lowest health target. And Predator's rate of movement speed is increased by 50% for the first second and a half of the effect. This is unlisted in the tooltip because if you're making decisions around it, you're probably overthinking things. Stop it. Resolve Path now has stat bonuses whether you take it as a primary or secondary rune for whatever reason that you're not a tank. You'll now be getting some health but also some stats depending if you're like an 80 carry and you want some attack speed, or a mage and you want some AP damage. Great. Now with the Relic Shield meta in full effect, it'll be even more difficult to defeat my lane opponent. Thanks a lot, Riot. Normally, selling an item means buying another right after. Selling and then leaving the base immediately is most likely a product of misclicking. If you close the item shop within a quarter second of selling an item, the sale will be cancelled. Health bar readability updates. Higher contrast red health. Darker background to pop health even more. Bigger, brighter level text. Slightly slimmer border. And smaller name text to create contrast with CC states and room for club tags. There are also some bug fixes to shield decaying displayed as red damage, and also club tags are now back. Honor will now have different rewards and checkpoints between levels 2 to 5. And there'll also be new rewards including more capsules and more champions that I probably already own when I open those capsules. You combine that with some bug fixes, a new skin for Jax to knock your face off but look good in style, and some new emotes including a penguin dabbing, Ashe, and Yasuo because we need more of him in every one of our games even when we ban him, and you have yourself a completed patch notes for patch 8.1 of League of Legends. I know this one came out a bit late, I'm sorry I wasn't on the ball for this one. But if you like this idea, make sure to let me know so I can do more of these on time in the future, and I appreciate your support as we try a new idea out. So thank you so much for watching this video if you did. I don't know which video will be next, because life be quite a mess. So till this time, take care, from the Fire FS, and thank you for watching.